So thank you very much, Tina, for your fantastic talk, and thank you very much for joining us here in New Zealand.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you. But the question is, why Multicore World? You can speak anywhere in the world, but what's different here?
Well, I think I come here is encouraged by my colleague Samantha Kusuri. She was a speaker here 3 years ago, your last conference prior to the pandemic. And she said that this conference is very unique because it's not like you're speaking to a very, very large audience, but rather you're speaking to the colleagues where you can bounce ideas, make connections. And also, she talked about where a lot of people, perhaps more software background, and I come in as a hardware background. It's probably in the minority, but it's a very good place to learn from each other.
And speaking about the new things that you are presenting, you made some bold statements about 70% of energy reduction or about PIM. Can you tell us a little bit more how this is happening from now onwards? How do you plan to enter in the industry in a strong way?
Thank you. Yes, because of the time limitation, I didn't go into it. So to do this HBM 3D stacking with compute, actually you will hear lots of companies talk about that. They want to do that because 3D compared to 2.5D, you can indeed harvest lots of benefits. However, it's a hard thing to do. The first thing is the thermal, for example. It has a hard constraint where in 3D you're limited to what the HBM stack can take, like 85, 90 degree versus a standard package you can go up to 110. So that limits what kind of compute power you can put into this package, and there's other design challenge as well.
And you are designing now, or it's
Yes.
in production now? Where are you?
No. We are in what you may call pathfinding, but we absolutely are aiming to develop this technology. But more importantly, as you may have heard, you have to develop this software ecosystem. You need to make sure that we are building an HPC system. We are entering. Yeah, Samsung is entering.
And that's an interesting comment which I had with Robert Wisniewski months ago, another conference about that. It's not necessarily the general knowledge that Samsung it's a powerhouse in HPC and AI. So can you comment in any specific strategy about build or developing further the ecosystem or?
Absolutely. So Samsung is not known for that. I didn't know that either. I work at Intel for 20 plus years, and I actually followed Elgara and also Bob into this new company. So I would say that one thing is Samsung is a technology powerhouse. They built their own supercomputers for their own usage. They were ranking at the top as high as 11 in the top 500 supercomputer, which people are very surprised. I look at that ranking right now, it's 19, because if you don't build new machine, you will drop, right? So their technology-wise, they have capability, but more importantly, this lab is going to make it happen. So
you mentioned, sorry, you mentioned the top 500, and these days it's always relative because Limpac is not as it was.
That's
So
right.
we all know Jack Dongara, he made a living out of Limpac, and it is a sarcastic.
even he recognized that, right?
Okay, indeed. But I'm thinking about the other Samsung, for example, what we have in our pocket. So that's an ecosystem which we all know. How would you plan or if there is any public information about how would you integrate the learnings from the HPC AI research in hardware towards the more, how can I say, day-to-day usage of technology on Samsung?
Yes. So I think what you're asking is very relevant, but in a way it's almost opposite, because what happened is in Samsung, they are known for the day-to-day technology. Your phones, I have, Samsung Note 20, you have the wearable, but the HPC is not what Samsung known for, right? So we're basically having this new group. Bob is actually the HPC architect for Samsung now, the chief architect, and we are going to bring all the expertise from his Blue Jeans days, and we have Elgara, who was the PI for Blue Jean. We have expertise from IBM, from Intel, from Cray. We have a fabric expert who built the Frontier fabric. So we have we have really assembled amazing team, and our goal is really for the benefit of the HPC community and beyond. So it is our vision that this memory coupled compute, just like the, today you have multi-core in your phone, right? So those technology kind of flow from the HPC outwards to the other industrial. So we are looking for this technology to be first generation, then evolve, then benefit all the other technology sector as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your time. You have been very generous, and the Multicore family is wonderful, and thank you so much.
Much appreciate your work. Thank you.
Thank you.